Alright, I think we can probably start by, like, thinking about the game for a second. So probably a useful thing to do. I'm not sure if... I feel like this music is more distracting to me than it is, like, helpful background music. I'll just turn it off. I'm not sure if the... I'm not sure if there's supposed to be some sort of greater meaning here, or if we're supposed to, like, think more about the story than what it presents. Because there's like multiple alternatives here, right? I guess the two alternatives, or three alternatives. Alternative one would be Hobbs Barrow doesn't exist. She never went to Hobbs Barrow. She just one day went crazy and murdered her dad, right? She was desperate to free her dad, and then she concocted some sort of story in her head, and then she became possessed and went to murder her dad. That's option one. Option two is Hobbs Barrow does exist. She traveled there. Her dad was maybe there at some point, and because of some sort of, you know, delusions again, she thought that she was possessed by some creature and then went to murder her dad. And option three is that it's all real. She was possessed by a creature and murdered her dad, right? And I don't know if it's supposed to be a game where you're like, wait a second, did that actually happen? I don't know if that's the point. It's a bit weird, right? Because I don't feel like her interactions with other people were strange enough for me to think that she has some sort of, like, to think that all of this was just some sort of big mental problem thing. You know what I mean? I feel like if that was going to be the case, then she would have strange interactions with people too, right? It wouldn't just be that she, like, sees a strange cat sometimes and speaks to a hobgoblin in her brain. I feel like when we talk to people, they'd be like, "Hey, are you all right? Like, what's happening? Where are you having this, like, schizophrenic episode?" Ah. Hva tenker du? Ja, hvordan skal jeg tenke? Okay, yeah. Maybe she started having them when she got in the excavation. Yeah, maybe. But that's what I'm saying, like that. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if there's enough here for me to try to determine whether or not this was all real. If the idea is that she's just, you know, she's just a sad girl that misses her dad, and her dad just, it was just normal circumstances that led her dad to perish, right? It feels like it's impossible for me to say, like, what's what, and I don't know if you're supposed to really think about it too much. We could Hobbs Barrow. I saw there was, like, a Reddit thread. Everyone got Hobbs Barrow ending wrong. I saw when I was on my phone. But what about the church place? Wouldn't they not exist if she was hallucinating? Sure. Yeah, sure. I guess ending one where hallucination wouldn't be true, right? So it's probably going to be two. It's going to be two or three, because the crazy cult can still exist without that being real, right? Like they can be real, that they can believe that Abraxas is real, and she can believe it's real without it being real, right? But yeah. Here's a post I saw when I googled if there are multiple endings. I thought maybe because I'd been so trusting and, like, told everyone what I'm doing and took all the drinks and stuff, maybe there was, like, you know, a different ending happening. But I saw this. Let's see. I'll show this on stream and I'll read it. Hello, Ron. Sorry for the abrasive title, but, you know, what wouldn't I do to get a bit of attention? Still, I think the theory is solid. A searcher looked everywhere for a similar interpretation, but it did not find anything. Please excuse me if this has been come up before. First of all, what we got from the game is a recollection of what happened from an unreliable narrator. The whole game is a letter the protagonist is writing to her mother. The obvious focus of the story is how much Thomasina loved her father and how much pain it brings her watching this once great man being terminally ill. Now the whole game is brooding and creepy, but we actually never see anything supernatural about it. Every time Thomasina dreams about something, everything is bathed in a purple light. Skip forward when she finds Mr. Ambrose tied to a post with purple flowers stuffed in his mouth. What was Mr. Ambrose doing before being captured and tied? Leaving the town with his love. Now, Thomasina picks up the purple flower and brings it to the neighbor with only to be bluntly told that the flower is potent hallucinogenic. Mark this time because this is the last time we will ever use that object. Oh, I don't think I brought to the herb anywhere, but that makes sense. In other words, every option in the game has clearly defined use. The only thing you can do with the purple flower is being told about its hallucinogenic properties. Now, what does Thomasina find when she enters the barrow? Purple flowers. She cuts them up so she can proceed in her exploration, and all of us know what happens later. We never get to see Abraxas. Sure, it's a throwback to the Omega to H.P. Lovecraft, and the scene is super powerful, but also it tells us there is no Abraxas. There never was. Next, we see Thomasina walk to her father's house, popping skulls like in a Cronenberg movie and putting her father out of his misery. In letter to her mother, she says how sorry she about killing her father, but not once mentioned the skull explode with psychic powers, didn't she? Don't you think that it will come up in later in some way or another? What's obvious to me is that the cult in town is very real, and they use the hallucinogenic properties of those flowers to make people believe, just like they did with Ambrose. Oh, do you remember a game with backwater cult, like Far Cry 5, whatever? All the way there with a clear intention in mind, saving her father, but what can saving mean to a human being in those conditions? Being in contact with the flowers only planted a seed into her mind, forging a story about the only thing to do to kill her father. But if there's a letter from her to her mom, is she also writing about the church? If so, how did she know about it if she wasn't there? Or was that just her perception of what they'd be like? If so, that would be explained what you said about mentioning everything. No, I think we I think us seeing the church, well, that wasn't part of Thomasina's thing. That's just us seeing it. But yeah, I think maybe an interesting theory would be, since we know that the barman is in on it, right? Maybe he's putting the hallucinogenics in our drink too, because we're taking drinks, and maybe no matter what you choose, you drink. Maybe that's the thing. That would be interesting to find out. Like, no matter what choice you make, there's like, no, take a drink. Oh, you don't want a drink? Oh, okay, here, have some water or whatever, right? Which I think might be the case. And that might explain why we have those dreams, right? Because maybe they're putting hallucinogenics in our drink, then we go to bed, and then we hallucinate? Question mark? That's a cool theory. But yeah, so from a story perspective, I don't necessarily have like a lot to say about the game. I thought it was a fun, little, quaint story game. The horror elements weren't like too horror-y, I feel. Like, it's called a horror game, but beyond some, like, I guess body horror, whatever you would call it, I don't know like how horror-y I would consider this. A little bit gory, I guess, a little bit weird, but yeah. Overall, the puzzles were fun. I got stuck a couple of times, and on like on that guitar one, I would have been stuck forever. I would have never ever. It also sounded pretty nice though. On that guitar one, if I hadn't gotten help, I would have never gotten that one. That's the type of like thing where I need to like. Anytime I'm stuck in a puzzle, I get so obsessed with like very minute details. I'm like, okay, let me check the notes. It has to be something in the notes. Like I was horrified. Yeah, that's fine. It just like it was a horror game, but it's like I wasn't scared at any point. I was never like, oh. It was more like, oh, ugh, ugh, ugh. You know what I mean? But yeah, like when I guess I need to start like thinking out of the box whenever there's a puzzle solution. I just start like looking at everything because I was like beeline to one thing. I'm like, this thing. What about this one thing? So that was a good like learning experience, I guess. But for the most part, I think most of these puzzles are pretty relatively easy to solve. Gets a little like I hesitate to call it moon logic, but it gets a little bit moon logic in the end there. Not necessarily from the perspective of like literal moon logic, where it's like, oh yeah, to solve this puzzle, you have to put the pencil in the banana and then throw the banana into the ocean or something. You know, like something crazy that makes no sense at all. But you know, It was like we're in the tomb, and then we have to do this like very oddly specific things in the tomb in order to get like, oh, you have to. There's a cracked piece of ground. You have to till the earth. Then you have to like get a seed from a box with a lever after breaking a pot, and then you have to get water from a jug, put the seed in, pour it over, and then take that and put it in. Grab a wine, put it with crank, put that like just a lot of stuff together where it feels like it's a little bit contrived. It doesn't feel like some point and click games where it's like you collect a lot of stuff over time, and then you get to a point and you're like, oh, finally I know what to do with this thing, and like, but oh yeah, that you know, it was more like you get into a room and then it's like a singular like escape room solution almost, right? Like all the things you need to solve the puzzle are in that room, which I don't know, it feels a little bit contrived, I guess. Perhaps increasing logic at the end was to show the descent into madness, distorting the reality she's in. Yeah, I mean, uh, like the thing is, I don't think it's super bad or anything. It's just a little bit disappointing to me. Is all. Because I feel like with games like this, usually the idea is that you find things, then you like combine them, and then you know when I saw a puzzle like the other puzzles, honestly, after that were kind of fine. It was like, oh, put the two coins in, then push the letters or whatever, move the thing around, like that stuff was fine. Feeding the cat to the hand was pretty stupid, but you know, overall it was okay. Characters were good. The voice acting is good in this. Like they did a really good job with that, so pretty happy with that. It looks fine. I like the kind of mix of styles between the like low resolution. I don't know if like 16-bit or whatever the characters are. But between like the way the characters look and the way they look when when you have like those cutscene moments, right, where she like zooms in on her eye or whatever. That was cool. But yeah, I don't know if there's like much more to say about the game. Pretty alright game for the price. Pretty cheap game, I think. How much did I pay for this? How much was it? 75 euros? What? No, no. No, it's 10 euros. It's a 10 euro game. Can you imagine? Yeah. There's an art book. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong browser. Where's my stream browser at? That is art book. Do. The game's biggest cutscene had a certain amount of planning before they were turned into pixel art scenes. Some of them took several weeks to put together. We only intended to have half a dozen initially, but as the game grew, so did the need to create more. The Feral Fiddler. Herbert. Saxnot. Oh, eventually he looked like this first. Interesting. That's a very unique style to it, even if it's pixel art. Yeah, I agree. It looks very unique. Alright. Well, as per usual, here's our score thing. 10 is a flawless masterpiece, 9 everyone should play this, 8 great experience worth playing, 7 good play if it sounds fun, 6 right play if you like the genre, 5 average, 1 for avoid at all cost. Are we rolling? We're gonna spin the wheel after I score this. I think I made this distinction before on this list, which is that, like, so before you spin the wheel, I got something in mind, okay? No, stop. Hammer time. Please read in your Yuri voice. Congratulations, the October Labor Lottery is complete. Your name was pulled for immediate placement. Report to Ministry of Admission at Grestin Border Checkpoint. An apartment will be provided for you and your family in East Grestin. Expect a Class 8 dwelling. Papers, please. Okay. Okay, do it. Never mind, I take it back. Glory to our Stoka. Okay. Hey, okay, sure. You want to play Papers, please? Okay, how about we do this? Because Papers, Please is on the wheel, how about I spin the wheel, and if it's Papers, Please... I have not played Papers, Please. No. Well, I played it, but I quit after, like, day 1 or something. I was like, this is awful. This makes me sad. I have 6 minutes played of Paper Please on Steam, and I played it in 2014. If it's Paper Please, I get a refund. Yeah, exactly. I'll spin the wheel until I get a viewer game, and if it's Paper Please, you get a refund. Well, that's all Papers, Please. Tormented Souls. What the hell is this? Oh god, what? San! What is this? Can I share a wheel link? I don't know if I can. Maybe I can somehow. Let me just take this, post it in my super secret Discord channel. Take this, post it in my super secret Discord channel. Share. See my shared wheels. You can share my email. Okay, let me just, I don't know if it's gonna, like, wheel title, Endaline Spinny Wheel Games. Here, there's the wheel for you. So it almost landed on Dawnkeeper by Cashew, I think. It was between Katamari and Dawnkeeper by Cashew. Alright, so I guess we interrupted our review for that. Alan, no by heart. No by heart game. Oh, that was cool. Alright, let me finish the review, then we'll talk. I've talked about this a lot in the past. For me, the way that I consider games like this is pretty simple. This is a competently made game. It's good. And on my score list, of course, you said this before, the lower scores are not bad. This isn't IGN where anything below a 9 is a garbage trash game. There's like some important factors for a game like this for me. One is price, right? Like how expensive is the game for what you get for it. We ended up spending. Oh, let's do that real quick. Let's see. Barrow. We ended up spending 8.6 hours on this game, right? We spent 8.6 hours on the game. We spent about 10 euros. That's fine. For an experience like this, the game was overall good. I don't have any like clear complaints about it. Like I don't know what I would want more from it necessarily. I would say that I would say the two problems that the game have is one, I don't know if the mystery in this is enticing enough and explored enough and well enough laid out to keep it to be like worth it necessarily, right? Like you're a little bit like what are we like throughout the game I was like, what are we doing here? And then at the end we don't really know what we were doing there necessarily, right? It's like the mystery was interesting enough, but I don't think it really got the hooks into me completely. And felt a little bit uniform, I guess. Like the mystery was just I don't know. I don't know how to like describe it, but like it doesn't feel like the mystery was interesting enough to necessarily like warrant a recommendation for anyone, right? And that's a big thing for me. It's like if you look at this thing, like something about like a 7 or an 8, that would be like games that I would be like, hey, you know, you should play Hobbs Barrow. I look at you, I get into Discord, I'm like, hey, have you guys played Hobbs Barrow? With Disco Elysium, which I gave like a 9.7 or whatever, like I don't care who you are, I'll recommend Disco Elysium to you. I feel like anyone can, like I'm not saying everyone will have a good time with it, but I feel like anyone could. And that's an easy recommendation. I'd be like, oh yeah, you should play Disco Elysium. With a game like Hobbs Barrow, it's like, who would I recommend this game to? And would I recommend this game over other games in like the genre, right? Like if I think about a game like Stasis, it's like Stasis I really enjoyed. That's also like a horror-ish point-and-click game. And that's a game I feel like I could very easily be like, oh yeah, you should play Stasis. It's good. But with this, it's like, who would I recommend this to? Would I go out of my way to say like, oh yeah, you should play Hope Sparrow? Not really. I enjoyed it. It was good, but the two detrimental factors to me are one, I like it was good, but wasn't good enough to be like remembered at any point, right? Like, am I uh you know, in a week, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, when we get to the end of the year, right? When we get to the end of the year and we do our game lists, this thing, am I gonna be like, oh yeah, Hope Sparrow, oh yeah, I remember that game, or am I gonna be like, oh yeah, we played this, right? What was that about again? You know what I mean? It's like I don't feel like anything's gonna necessarily like stick out too much in my brain with this. And two, I don't know, like I haven't played a lot of games in this genre, but I feel like there's probably better games in this genre, right? Like games of like Monkey Island has more charm to it, right? So I'm biased because I see so many bad games that whenever a normal quality game shows up, I'm like, whoa, this is pretty nice. Yeah, and I'm not saying this is bad either. I'm saying this is like on my scale where 6 is alright play if you like the genre, right? 7 is play if it sounds fun. I think 6 is somewhere where I would land this game. And once again, that's only because it's like if someone really likes this type of game, I could recommend this to them for sure. But if they're not necessarily like this type of gamer, then I think I would have a hard time being like, oh yeah, you should play Hope Sparrow, like going out of my way to recommend it to them, right? I'm also biased if I see a game end up streams that isn't Pathologic. I'm also like, whoa, this is nice. Oh, we gotta play Pathologic too. I'll give it a 7. I think I would give this like a 6.9. I think to reach the 7 for me, I think it would I would have to one, feel like this is going to leave some sort of lasting impact on me, and two, I would have to feel like I could recommend it to people easier, right? That's kind of where I'm at with it. So, but I think a 6.9 is pretty fair for this game. On OpenCritic, it has a 8.4, which I think is insane. What does it have on Steam? What's the Steam rating? Oh, 9.3, damn. That is Japanese. That's got a lot to say, for sure. A disturbing horror game. I really enjoyed it. Played it on the Steam Deck. Ein wirklich atmosphärisch Horror-Adventure mit fantastischer Musik, starken artsy Visuals und wirklich guten Dialogen. Voice Acting ist das Guschen stark und das Comet ein cooler Black Mirror-artig. Flair auf Mischung aus cozy, aumlich und Berhulingen. Ah, sure, 7.5. I'm telling the Germans. Hardcore to the mega. Yeah. Actually, I guess here's one thing I would say that I thought about when I looked at the picture there. I think one thing that would have made me put this game at a bit of higher praise would be more choice-based things, right? Like when I saw our ending, where our character's just like, oh yeah, sure, just cut my wrist and bleed over this thing to free the demon. I was like, in my head, I go, oh, dude, I bet if I go through the game and I make like other choices and I'm more suspicious and skeptical, then we get a different ending. That's not the case, but I think that would have helped me because I would have played through the game again 100% on stream. We would have done one more playthrough real quick, probably taken us 2 hours, and I'd be like, oh, cool, a different ending, right? Having like a true ending, stuff like that could be cool, I think. But that's not the type of game this is, but stuff like that would be interesting to me. Yeah. Let me put it on this thing, and then excavation of hops. Here's all the games we played this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We played 7 games this year. What month is this? We're almost done with April. 4 months in, 7 games. I mean, one of them was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's pretty good, right? And also Yakuza 6. That's pretty good. I need to edit this because I think I forgot to put this in here. We played this after Yakuza, right? Yeah, we did. I finished this GL 1. That's the game you want me to play. That is like 1,000 hours long, right? And there's like 80 of them. I wanted to play 4 or 5. I can tell you which one you want me to play. You want me to play 5? That's according to this list. Alright, well, listen, video gamers. That was a fun video game. Here's the thing. I wanted to end stream a little bit early today, so I wanted to end it at like 3-ish my time. So that means that we would have like 50 minutes. I don't know, do you want me to start Papers, Please for 50 minutes, Bagman, or do you just want me to wait for Saturday? It's kind of up to you. We can play it for 50 minutes, but it just finished installing. But I feel like maybe it's more fun to just sit down and get like a full day out of it rather than just starting now and having to end a little bit in like an hour. You can go if you want. You can leave your friends behind. Well, are you since you recommended it, are you available on Saturday or? And if you don't paper, you're no friend of paper. If your friends don't dance and if they don't dance, they are no friends of mine. Boop. I'm working on Saturday and Sunday. Ooh. So I guess do we do that Tuesday, Thursday next week then? I mean, we can just do it a different day though, Mr. Ragman. How about you make weekend streams have old weekday time? No, I can't. I do tabletop games on those days in the evenings. I mean, it's up to you, Mr. Ragman. If you don't care when I stream it, I'll just do it Saturday and Sunday. But if you do care, then we can find days that work for you, and I can just stream it on those days instead. I mean, we can start it now if you want. We can just jump right into it right now, and then I don't care. Okay, you cared enough to spend 100k channel points on it. Yeah, sure. Okay. Here. Let's speedrun some setup here. I did your audition check, right? I just drank, I think. I was in autopilot mode. Let's see. Papers, please. Entry, please. Hey, Lens, what's up?